planners and bullet journals, art projects, organized planner chic.
Well, hello planner babes, and welcome to Organized Planner Chic. I'm Lucinda, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so and select the bell for notifications. Well, first, I want to thank all my Patreon members who help make it possible to create videos like this. Well, thank you guys so much. And if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, just go to patreon.com/organizedplannerchic. Okay, you guys, I am so excited today to share with you a junk journal that I finally finished. It took me 3 years. I started it in March of 2017 and I just finished it in April of 2021. Wow. Time flies, right? But let's go ahead and get into it so you guys can see what's up with this. So I did share it in a previous video when I had just done a portion of it. And this was originally a book, a hardcover book, and I cut out all of the pages inside, and then I painted it black all the way around, and then I took just some scrap paper and did a little collage of different sheets of 12 by 12 that I had and just did a real colorful collage. And originally this said Lucinda's art journal, but then it was a little bit of everything. It was not just art, it was also memorabilia and stuff like that. So I changed it to Lucy's junk journal. I stitched this button on here, and then I had this little piece of elastic which is in the back, and I'll show you that. You can see it better here in a moment. And it hooked over it to close it, but then it got too big and that didn't work. So what I did is I took that same little piece of elastic that I had stitched into here, and then I just ran a piece of ribbon through that. And then I just took that long piece of ribbon and I just tie it on the side to close it, so that way it could get as big as it wanted to and it would be all good. Now for the, I always want to call them inserts, but they're not called inserts, and then I can't think of what they're called. But the little booklets inside, I stitched those. So I originally stitched, let's see if I can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like I originally had 5. You can see here how they're stitched in here, and they're stitched through the binding of the book and then tied in the inside. So we'll see that. And I had 5, but this turned out to be too thick. Like I had a lot of pages on the signatures. That's the word I was looking for. So I had a lot of pages in the signatures, and then as I worked in it and things got thicker and thicker, I was like, I'm not going to be able to close this book. So I took one of the signatures out, but then I had these holes there, right? So then what I decided to do is just take a really big piece of ribbon, and I'll show you in the inside, but I ran it through there and I tied it here at the top. And that way it looks really nice and neat. You can't even tell that I ever took a signature out, and I love how it gathers at the top and the bottom. I think it's really pretty like that. And I took some masking tape and just taped, because this, when we moved to the Phoenix Metro, my husband was still in Oklahoma at first, taking care of things, and he would ship me stuff periodically. And so this was one of the things that he shipped to me, and it just kind of got worn on the corners. And so I took some masking tape and just made some little corner ends and taped them. So that's all that's on the back of there. All right, so now let's go ahead and get in the inside. Okay, first I wanted to show you, that's where not the elastic, where this ribbon goes through the center. And this is how it lays whenever it is open from the center. But the more you get done, the further you get toward the right, then it gets thicker and thicker, this little mountain on the left side. So that's why I was like, I got to get rid of one of these signatures. Okay, so now here on the left, I just made a little pocket. I took some Jane Davenport, craft paper, from a paper pad this is years ago. This was probably in 20, well, I'm sure it was in 2017. But first, before I did that, I painted the inside of the cover. I just did some kind of abstract painting. I took some paper. This was from, I believe, Jane Davenport as well, that I Mod Podged inside there. And then I took that scrap paper, and this is masking tape. And then I just painted the masking tape and just made it a flat pocket. So then I doodled some and sketched some flowers over here, and these are just a couple of little sets of flowers that I was referencing that I need to reference again sometime here in the future for doing some of those drawings. So I just put this in the pocket, and there's some on the back too, and I got this, you know, those years ago online, so yeah. And then I also had a little thing that I kept of that I printed online of ways to draw flowers. So yeah, I don't remember where I got these from. Let's see, this one says drawingsforkids.net is on that one. But I know I grouped these from different sites and put them on one sheet of paper for printing. So yeah, so those are right here. And then this is just a love letter or a poem my husband wrote me. Yeah. So I keep it in there. And then these is where I started doing the pages and the signatures. So this started in March of 2017 and went through actually April, but I didn't feel like redoing this. So April of 2021. And then I just painted with purple acrylic, and I used, this was a paper pad sheet 12 by 12 that has the what are these called? Man, I can't think of words sometimes when I'm doing these videos. Feathers. So the feathers were already printed on there. And then I doodled all of these. This I doodled on a separate piece and then glued it. Same for these two. And I just sketched and doodled all of those and colored them. And then this was a fake flower that I took the center out, glued the petals, and then painted the center on there. And then I just added this little piece of paper to open like that, just to have some more texture, and it says art therapy. And then on this side, I actually did a video a long time ago. If I can find it, I will link it for you guys, of me creating this spread. So this is just a woman singing, and I just put a few lyrics to some songs on here. The Oklahoma song, because that's where I'm from originally, and Summertime song, and Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Yeah, and I really like this one. And then I just did some fun stuff. I took a little tag, and then I just sketched in ink tags around them, and I left the ribbon for the tag for some texture. And then on this side, and when I made these signatures, I just took different sizes and scraps of paper and just made them into signatures, so it would all be really different. And then in here, I just wrote "Forgive Yourself," which is something I was struggling with at the time in 2018. And then I sketched, doodled some different flowers around here. And then this one was the flower I cut out of a file folder. And then I made this little pocket. I just took one of the pages in the signature, and then I took some Jane Davenport paper and I washi taped it on there. And then this was a Jane Davenport drawing, but then I added this skirt. She didn't have a skirt. And then I added another scrap piece of Jane Davenport up here. I just think it's cute to go in this little pocket. There you go. And then here I had faces. So these are faces that I doodled or sketched for whenever I had an Etsy shop. It was a printable. And then this was a face from a card one of my best friends gave me for my 50th birthday. And I just wanted to put it because it was a face with the other faces that I drew. And then this was just some fun kind of goofy face sketching. And then this is a card from my husband. And I just noted my wonderful husband always blesses me with a beautiful card for Valentine's Day each year. It makes me smile and even more grateful for his love and affection. And then this was just a swatch of some Touch New alcohol markers, which I haven't used in years. They're probably all dried out now. That was the animation set right there. And so I just taped that on with masking tape. This was my bullet journal cover spread for January 2018. I think it's so funny that she reminds me of my daughter, even though I wasn't drawing my daughter at the time, but she reminds me of her. And this was all in colored pencil. I don't know. I think January 2018 and the balloons were Tombow dual brush pens, but the girl is in Prismacolor colored pencils. This is a really cute birthday card that my friend Sarah gave me when we worked together, and really nice greeting there. And then here I just added a greeting card. One of my friends and I, Janie, went to the Pueblo Grande Museum in the Phoenix Metro together. It was really hot, but we had fun. And then this was, I just did a goofy kind of cartoon sketch and colored it with the Touch New alcohol markers, but then I accidentally dropped or touched the marker up, another one up against the cheeks, and it made it all dark and spread. And then I tried to, okay, how can I fix this? I'll match it, but it did not look good. So I called it the experiment. And then this is just, I put relieve stress with collage. And so this is some paper. It's the paper that it's tea comes in it. What is that called? Celestial seasoning teas. The tea boxes, when you open up the box, it has this really kind of waxy paper. And I just thought it'd be cool to do some sort of fun stained glass look out of it. So that's what I did. And I just have a scrap of a card and some washi tape. Just did a little collage. And then this is from that same card that one of my best friends gave me for my 50th birthday. And I just attached this part of it. It says, because you're my sister and my friend, I'm twice blessed. Yay! And then this is just an envelope. I like to use envelopes to tuck things in. And this is another sweet card from my hubby. Some of them say stuff that, they're not bad. They're not like, stuff you don't want your children to hear, but they're just personal. So I just cover the details up. And then I don't remember who this came from, but I just liked it and put it in here. It says, I thank God for you over and over and then some. It's probably my husband, I'm pretty sure. And this is just a scrap of some craft paper that was from a paper pad from Michael's. This is some scratch paper, and inside, this was our first meetup in 2020 for Phoenix Planner Friends for Christ, a local Facebook group that I'll mention again at the end of the video. And then this, I just put a tiny picture. I have an HP sprocket that I'd never use anymore. I think I don't like that they're so glossy, and it's just easier for me to print on sticker paper a bunch of pictures at once when I want. So both of these are using the sprocket. And this was my craft space when we moved to Phoenix, and we were renting our home in Oklahoma and had a 2-bedroom apartment, and I made my office out of half of the dining room. Yeah. And I really liked it. It was really pretty. It was just small, but it was special for me. And then I just made a little pocket out of some cardstock. And this is Jane Davenport. And inside I have the ticket for one of the times that I went to the Phoenix Symphony. This one was in 2018. And I love the symphony. Oh my goodness. I need to go again because I just love it. Of course, I love music. I sing the intro to my videos if you're not aware. And then my son and I, so I just used the back of some cardstock and I glued a scrap of some fabric that I really like and made a pocket. And then my son and I in 2018 went to the Japanese gardens here in the Phoenix Metro, and I got some rice candy. It's just a little memorabilia from that experience. And that was the box that the candy was in. And then here was from my friend Eve for my 50th birthday. That cut this out of the card she gave me. It says, friends are angels who lift us to our feet when our spirits have trouble remembering how to fly, which is really sweet. And then I cut some hearts out of some scrap paper from Jane Davenport. And then the part outside of the cutouts. Those hearts on the other page are right here, and inside of them are stickers that I made whenever I had an Etsy shop. And then this sticker right here, this one and this one and that one were also from that sticker sheet from my Etsy shop. And then all the other stickers that you see are from Dollar Tree. And then right here is a printable that I made for my Patreon members in 2020. And this is the logo for Organized Planner Chic that I recreated for this printable with my original art. And I just drew some hearts around it and used some heart washi tape. Christmas of 2019, we got this really nice, beautiful cardstock brochure from the Phoenix, I guess it was the Phoenix Ballet, that they sent in the mail. And I thought it was so beautiful. I did different things with that for art, and oh, I just love it. And then my mom, my niece and my son came home for the Christmas holiday before he graduated in that spring. And so we were all together for Christmas, and my mom, my niece, and I took a picture because we're all part of the same sorority. And I love this picture. It's one of my favorite things. And this was a 50th birthday card from one of my friends, or actually this is from my husband, Jeff. Yeah. And then on this side is a printable that I created. It's the print of the original. The original is framed, but I created this printable for my Patreon members. And then this is another card from my friend Christina from my 50th birthday. And so I just made a little tuck in for there, cut out pieces of the card. Yeah, I think this is so beautiful. The pink and orange and green. You can't go wrong. All right, and then this my son made for me with some of the supplies that I gave him for Christmas that year, and I think it's beautiful. These are pastels, and I just covered it with some plastic so that it would be protected forever. So this is what those bags look like that the Celestial Seasonings teas come in whenever you open up the box. And I just used it this time as a little pocket with some hearts and pieces of another card from my husband for Valentine's Day. I like to keep all of the cards that he gives me, and I include them in my junk journals. Yeah. Okay. And then here was a bookmark that one of my friends, Lisa, hi Lisa, who is also we also used to go to church together, and she's part of my Facebook group, Organized Planner Chic, and she sent me some goodies for Christmas that year. And one is this bookmark, and I wanted to always have it and not lose it and be able to look at it. So I stapled it in here. And then and this is part of some, oh no, right here is part of some scrap fabric for a traveler's notebook that I made, my Christmas one I've had in videos, and I just really like that fabric, so I glued it. I also like this fabric. I made a faux Hobonichi Weeks using that, and I really liked it, so I made a pocket with it. And on the other side is just some real pretty paper from coffee that my husband had, and I don't drink coffee, but I love these packages that they come in. And then I just have a sheet of paper that I actually did not write anything on, but it's some real pretty stationery that was from a journal. I tore it out. It's got like a fake stamp right here, and then it's got a real pretty rose there. Actually, I think Christina gave this to me, and I think it's beautiful. And then here I have just some things to remind me of Oklahoma. I used to be part of a planner group there called Southwest Oklahoma Planner Society. And then they had this sticker for everyone. There's a heart that I just cut out of some cardstock and glued on there. And then this was a sticker, or actually these three are three separate stickers. Of course, tornado. Oklahoma is known for tornadoes, for oil, and Route 66, and then I just doodled the shape of Oklahoma on top, and I put a note, I miss you, my Oklahoma, but I do not miss your weather, which is so true. And then inside here, 2019, this was a cover that I made for my bullet journal, and then I just printed a copy of it. And then my husband and I went to see Call of the Wild for my birthday, which I love that movie. And we also went to eat and did a couple of other things. This was just a picture of me that I liked that we took around that time. And then inside here are just little pieces of cards that people gave me for my 50th birthday in 2019, and I just tucked them in there. And then, yeah, and I just added that with washi tape. And then this is a printout of a printable that I made in 2020 for my Patreon members as well. All of those printables are my original art, and then I just printed out a version here on sticker paper. So it's not as vibrant as the original. None of them are when they're printed on that type of sticker paper, but that one's pretty vibrant. And then this is just kind of the whole story of me getting a severe salivary gland infection in 2019 and having to go to the ER 3 times. It was awful. So I have my different prescriptions here with the different dates for the different visits. And these are the little things that they attach to your body to help do those different tests. And then this was me finally getting outside and feeling a little better and using a little paper frame to say smile. This was out on our patio on the apartment that we lived in, where I had a little herb garden, and I was out there trying to just do a little bit of relaxing art there. So yeah, and this was just information on what my CAT scan said and summary I was sharing on social media about what was going on with me. And then there's more information as things went on and different tests and different treatments and all of that. And I felt well enough on Easter or Resurrection Sunday to take these pictures with my husband and my son, which I love that. And then I just used some real pretty things. So this was from the Botanical Gardens paper, information they sent in the mail. I love lemons. I think they're just pretty and they're delicious to put in your drinks, your tea. And so I had some lemon head candy, which is one of the things. So both of these I had to drink or suck on lemons or lemon candy or whatever to help with the salivary gland infection. And this is just some real pretty stationery that I had. And then these are some stickers from the big sheets that you get that are like the wall stickers from Dollar Tree. Yeah, so I just kind of went with a little, these stickers are part of that same set with this kind of mermaid theme. And this is just a regular big envelope manila envelope that I use to tuck stuff in. So there's more information about being sick here. I made this little tag to go inside. This was the information of him telling me what different things could be causing the infection, the doctor, and I just made it pretty and made this huge tag on the back of the paper that, or the, what do you call it, giant index card. Yeah. And so that's that. And then this, I shared that one in a video, that spread we were just looking at. So some of these things I shared in videos, and then a lot I did not. Like a whole lot I didn't. So, but this spread was, I think this one might have been. And I don't think there are any others in here that I created in a video. Yeah, going from here past. And so then here, let's see, right here, I did a video with this, and this is some of the giant wall stickers from Dollar Tree. This is just what's wrapped around your organic food, your organic kale. And I put a little scratch paper that said celebrate. And this was, I think, for another birthday. I'm not sure which one. And then this was just some vellum that I thought was really pretty and matched with all these colors. A card. This might have been my 50th from my sister-in-law. Yeah, this was for my 50th, my sister-in-law, my nieces and nephews and all that. This was from another card. And then this bag was one of those treat bags from Dollar Tree. And then I added a little tag right here inside the bag. And there's part of a happy birthday from my friend Nawasa that I talk about all the time. It's from some paper she gave me. This paper was from her as well. And then I just tucked that inside of the bag. And then I just added or stapled on this little thing that came on a package for something that I ordered. It had this hole already on it. And so I just took a piece of some material that was a, what was that? I can't remember now, but it had lemons on it, and I cut that off and I just used that as a tie. And then here I have a card from my husband, and I just tucked the inside of the card right there, and just some different things just to decorate the back. And this was Mother's Day stuff and motherhood in 2020. And so then this I just thought would be cute to add on there with the bicycle and what happened for me for Mother's Day that year. And my son, this is part of the card that he gave me. This was part of a little information for a restaurant that I just cut it out because I thought it was pretty. It's just plain on the back. And then my son, the inside of the card for my son is here, and I used part of it to make the little pocket. Yeah, and it's just got a pink background paper there. And then here, I did this one in a video, and this was for our 8th wedding anniversary, and we went to Sedona, and so I just got pictures of us there, and we made a picnic and capture the moment. There's his plate. My plate was right there. Those hearts were from my sticker set that I showed earlier. And these are more pictures of us out. And I cut this out from the card. And yeah, just different things. Cut this out from the card he gave me. And then a friend of ours sent us a card that had this on it. And I just cut it out. I thought that's perfect. And I just made one big pocket. I just took some cardstock and then folded it up and secured the sides and made one big pocket right there. Yeah, and this was from this card. And then this is just an ode to my son and his story of finishing high school and then finishing college, summa cum laude, and I was so proud of him. So yeah, he got his own little spread. That's high school and that's college. And then we go to this insert, and these are just 12 by 12 cardstocks that I cut down. This is when we sold our house in Oklahoma, which was this big house, and bought a much smaller house in Arizona, and that whole process. And I just kind of drew this house, and this is just the roof, and I flip it up, and this is one of the corners in my craft room, the sitting area, and that is my original art, both of those. And then that's when we closed, and then these are just some of the pictures of the property. And here in my craft room sitting area, which I've shared those things with you guys. And just a little tree, and this is kind of like a bird, but it's attached to another page in the back because they're all different sizes. And then everything from here forward was what I did during my self-care weekend that I just recently had. I spent a weekend in a hotel, and I hadn't done that in 4 years at least. And I was like, I've got to make sure I start doing that at least once a year. So I took some acrylic paint that I bought. It was professional grade acrylic paint that I actually bought from the 99-cent store, and I shared that in a haul video. And then I took some that same paint and drew these green stems, and then I took, on the little ones underneath. And then I took some Prismacolor color pencils and drew these flowers in. And then this is a stamp that I used. I did the stamp in a dark blue, just water-based marker. And I got those stamps from Dollar Tree, and I shared those in a haul as well. And then I colored it in with a lighter color blue, which I think turned out really pretty. And then these are some journaling cards that I made back when I had an Etsy shop, and I printed those and glued them on there. Actually, this one had stuck. I don't remember where they were tucked in, but this one stuck, and so I was like, okay, because it was just ripping it, and so I thought, well, we'll just put them on there just like that. And here are 2 more of those. And then this is a greeting card that I got from Dollar Tree that I thought was just beautiful and would be perfect in here. And then here I took it was another sheet of cardstock that was already in this signature, of course. I used some of the lighter brown colored professional grade paint that I got from 99-cent store, that acrylic, and then I went over it with a Sharpie marker and some gold Sharpie down here. And yeah, and then there's some more of the green paint. This I cut out of a hand towel, and I cut this separately, the butterfly, out of the same hand towel that I got from the 99-cent store that I shared in a haul. And then I just used Mod Podge to secure it on here, and then I painted in that same green paint to fill it in to look like it just kind of came out of the same grass. And I like the way that turned out. And then this was just fun. These are two separate sheets of paper in here. And they're actually two different colors of yellow. They're like, one is more of a brighter yellow and one is more of a cream. And I just played and drew with color pencil this lady. And then so everything is colored pencil except her hair is acrylic. And then the background is Tombow dual brush pen. Yeah, she's kind of fun. And then this is my self-care. So I just painted here with art crayons, the waxy pastels. And then I don't know what I used. Oh, actually, I used a not Tombow, I used a different, I think it was Zebra Mildliner, the brush pens, to write self-care. And then I colored in around it with the crayons, and then used a watercolor brush to paint, or a brush. I don't think I actually had any watercolor brushes with me because I wasn't home. And I did that, and then I took some just scrap envelope paper and put on this page. And then this is just a real pretty card that one of my friends, Christina, had given me a set of. These two are Dollar Tree, the big wall stickers. And then I just wrote down what I did on my self-care weekend inside there. Yeah. And then here I shared in a recent video haul about this calendar that I got from Goodwill, and I wanted to junk journal with it, which I did. So this page came out of the calendar. Then these are Dollar Tree stamps that I colored in with the Tombow dual brush pens. And then I used some sprays, some Tim Holtz sprays and daubers. I think this is all one spray here. It might be an antique linen. I'm not sure what color. And I like the way that turned out. And then here is another page from that calendar. These two are stencils from Dollar Tree that I used Tombow dual brush pens to color in. And then I just tore out the words from one of the pages in the calendar. Same thing here. These real pretty words. Kind words are the music of the world. Life begins when you start to garden. All that good stuff. And then a kind word is like a spring day. And I sprayed around this a little bit with some Tim Holtz spray and in a yellowish color, gold color. And then this is a Jane Davenport butterfly marker. Oh, the train's coming, y'all. And then I cut out these butterflies separately from that same calendar. And then this is another page from the calendar, and I just thought it looked good with nothing else around it. Oh, pass by train. And then this was the top of the house from the house spread. And then here was another page that I just kind of put part of it on one page and part on the rest from the calendar that I tore out. And I said, God loves color, and I used some daubers, and I think just a dauber, no sprays, from Tim Holtz. This is left over from a thank you card that I cut out, and then I stapled in a couple of scraps of paper. And this came from a paper pad, and it says inspiring. And then just Tombow dual brush pens all around. And then we come to the last insert. So here I just cut out from, it was an apron that I had this yellow part from that I talked about earlier. And then I used Mod Podge to glue that down, and then I just used the Tombow dual brush pens to write and outline that lemon swag. So this is some lemon scrap paper, and then I think this is like dandelion or something, but I thought it was pretty. And then I just put a little paper in here, make a pocket so that I could have a little tag sticking out there, and that tag came from a paper pad. And then here is just from a package of decorative paper, or not decorative paper, it was advertisement for the botanical gardens. I thought it was so pretty, and this paper is from Whole Foods, and I just like it. I like the green and the brown. And this was also from the botanical gardens. And then this is from the Botanical Gardens. I just put pink hues. That's why I thought it was just pretty. I like this paper. That was from a paper pad. I don't remember. I think this paper was from a file folder because it has a different texture, but I'm not sure. And then this was just a note from my friends, our neighbors, inviting us to a get together out here in our community. And this was that same, what do you call it, stencil. I colored it in. And then I wrote, I love my community. I have a Compassion International child, so I just put a little note here. They sent something that said hope in the waiting. I thought it was pretty. And I did a little pencil outline sort of there, and then I actually colored in the white parts of this, except for I didn't do all of it, but I just thought it'd be fun. And this is just a little thing that they tell you to give you to tell you what they do for the child. And then here I have a card that no one actually gave this to me. I bought it because I thought it was pretty, and so the envelope and the inside of the envelope was real pretty, and so I tore that out, and then I put the card there. It's for autumn. It's so gorgeous. So, you know, I might take this little thing off and make a necklace out of that. I am going to do that. This is so pretty. I'm just now recognizing that I could do that. And then here I just took the inside of the card and put enjoy the beauty of the season. And then here I have just cutouts from a Dollar Tree greeting card and a Tim Holtz dauber of ink, which is so pretty. And then I put my husband really loves me. So this is just another card. This one was from Valentine's Day this year. Yeah, your side, my side. Yeah, right. And then I just thought this was so pretty. It's yellow and orange is this envelope, and I put in a little piece of that, what do you call it? And then this was in a magazine. It said when life hands them lemons. So that was perfect. So I just tucked that in there and put this in there. And then this is another scrap piece. Get you back in here. Come on now. And this is just from that same calendar, and I just did some, I think this was a dauber from Tim Holtz. And then here is when the storms of life come your way. It was on the same spread in the magazine of the lemons, and it was about being positive, and so I put stay positive and some little sprays and daubers. These are sprays and daubers from Tim Holtz all around, and I used a Tombow Dual Brush pen to put purple brings me joy. And then this is just one of those stickers from those greeting cards that I thought was really pretty. Yeah, and this is from the calendar, of course. And then this I cut out of the calendar, and this was a scrap from the envelope that I had back, the one that right here from this envelope. Excuse me. And I thought that was pretty. Here's another one of those stickers, and the envelope, I cut the top off of it, and then there's just the little thumbnails of all of the calendar pages, which I thought was so cute. I might do something else with these later, but all 12 of them are in there. And then just some dauber and same calendar. I just thought they looked good by themselves here. Everything doesn't have to be completely elaborate. And then in a magazine, I just cut out some things that I thought were just beautiful. So these glass jars, these plates, these books, these containers, these little inserts, you know, like little traveler's notebooks, and then a butterfly from the calendar. And then this is from the calendar as well, and I did a bunch of sprays and daubers from Tim Holtz, and just put the end, and that's the end. And then in here are just some random stuff. Of course, this is set up just like the front, only the pocket is a different color. But these are some movie tickets that we were blessed with, and then these were the cutouts from my January 2018 I think, well, actually, it might not have been that year because I had a different one, but from one year of my bullet journal and like an extra picture. And that's it, you guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and comment and share. It really helps my channel a lot. And if you haven't subscribed, be sure and do that. And you guys, everything, the comments, the likes, even the dislikes and the shares all help YouTube with that algorithm. So thank you so much for all the support you've given me. And if you're new, thank you for watching, especially to the end of this long video. I have 2 Facebook groups that I mentioned earlier. The one for anyone around the world is called Organized Planner Chic Crew. And there we do giveaways and we try to stay in touch just about every day with all different types of posts. And then the other one is local. It's called Phoenix Planner Friends for Christ. And we meet in person once a month and we try to stay in touch in between on YouTube as well. And then if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, just go to patreon.com/organizedplannerchic. And until next time, everyone, happy planning!